welcome to Click My Project.
Geo-Community-Based broadcasting for data dissemination in mobile social networks. Abstract. In mobile social network, to broadcast data from a super user to other users in the network. Broadcasting data frequently using mobile adapt networks to minimize or maximize the total route time of a super user. We using static route algorithm. Main idea is exploring both geographic and social properties of user mobility to facilitate data dissemination. Greedy adaptive route algorithm excluding the overlap of contact user sets among the geo communities. Geo community, which represents a geography related community with MSNs as a fundamental structure. Super user route comprises several geo communities and the according waiting times which are both calculated. Static route algorithm (SRA) is used to minimize or maximize the super user route. Data flow diagram. MSN is a mobile social network. It has a super user, sub user and other user. MSN connected to super user and the super user connected other user, that means sub user. The super user send the data to the sub user without any errors to reduce the traffic and errors, and the other user to reduce that overlap and also reduce the traffic, and finally transmit the data, that means data transmissions. The super user transmit the data to other user. The other user receives the data without any errors and the traffic to clear data to be received. Now I'm going to run the project Geo-Community-Based broadcasting for data disseminations in mobile social networks. First I'm clicking the enter button. It moves to next frame. It has a super user and sub user. First I'm clicking the super user. It has some login page, username and password. First I'm giving enter the username and the password. Username and the password. I'm clicking the login button. It's login successful. Then I'm getting anyone data from my system, anyone text or something, anyone data I'm going to get it visible in this text area, and I'm clicking next button. As I'm clicking sub user, here I'm going to register the sub user login details. First I'm clicking the first name and last name and the phone number and the mail ID and the password, and re-enter the password and something the date of birth and here I'm going to log in the page and the password. Then I'm clicking the login button. Login successful. Then it moves to next frame. Here sub user receives the data and check the connection. Sub user receives data from the super user. Then create mobile users. Here the mobile user also receives the data. Here user details, how many mobile users are there in this sub user and super user. Here I'm going to create 5 mobile users. Here the super user I'm going to create and the mobile users also I'm going to take, and I'm clicking next button. It moves to next frame. Then distance between the here I'm going to calculate the distance between the user, that means the sub user, super user and mobile users. Then next, here I'm going to take any one of the data, and the bandwidth calculations. Here 10 to 100 kbps they are going to in, but when they get, they are going to give the numbers. Here 40 to 60, that means I'm going to click give 56, and number of users that I'm going to give 5 users. Here calculating the time of windows, I'm going to click the user 3. Here I'm going to get the file length, number of packets, and packet size I'm going to get. Then I'm going to click next button. Here I'm getting the data sizes. I'm going to separate the data size 250 and the queue size is 250 to be separated. And here I'm going to calculate timestamp and backup time also I'm going to calculate. Here the data transferred, then 3 types of data, 3 separations of data to be calculated. I'm going to click next button. Here I'm receiving the data from super user to mobile user. Next I'm clicking, then start transmitting the data such the number of packets and time of windows, then packet transmission times I'm going to calculating here, then receiving MU data, that means mobile user receives the data. Finally I'm going to get the graph, that means here calculating the here I'm getting the graph from comparing existing and proposed system and effectiveness and the mobile users and sub-users values. I'm going to calculate, that means I'm going to get the graph. Here the proposed system is an efficient. Thank you.